Hello, can I ask you? Hello?
Yes, please, go ahead.
I want to ask which, if I need to research for disaster management, which applications that can I use for Kubernetes or my question is clear or not? Hello? My question is clear?
I didn't understand the question, and I don't know for
Okay,
who it is.
for the disaster management and early warning for certain region, if I need to use data for Kubernetes for this, which data I can use or platform?
If I may intervene, if I understand correctly, the question is more for the emergency service. And as we presented, both Fabrice and myself, this is a really dedicated service of Copernicus, which is not presented today, but you can find it. It's also managed by some colleagues in JSC, and they have some components also there. One component is a rapid mapping. So in case there is a disaster, you can activate this rapid mapping after a fire or a flooding events. But this is a commission service which is activated through the delegation. So it's not open to anybody, to the individual user. So it has to go through an activation from the delegation. But you have also other components related to drought, to flooding and fires. And then there are some viewer like GWIS for the fires, GLOFAS for the flooding, and GDO is named, where you can find online the information. So maybe I can put the link in the chat here. My suggestion, if I understand correctly, the question is to look more specifically to this Copernicus emergency.
Yes,
Hope it
thank
does help.
Thank you.
Yes, Albano got another question.
Yes, thank you, Carlos, and thank you for valuable submission. I appreciate the insight provided by Benjamin and Marco. And could we explore the possibility of hosting more dynamic sessions with practical approaches, focus on retrieving data, similarly to Benjamin's submissions, but on a larger scale? My intention is to ensure that we stay all together. We see today, we witnessed the applications of machine learning in agricultural data analysis, highlighting the importance of adopting such techniques earlier on for us not to be behind, as we usually things happen while others are already in advanced stage. Some of us feels we are being leaving behind. Can, for instance, or at least Marco share the technique, the approach, or the best, the approach they use to apply machine learning on agricultural data analysis with us. Even if not possible here, maybe we can have more dynamic sessions. Thank you. That was submission from Albano from Saskal. Thank you.
I can say something on that?
Yes, sure.
Yes. Albano, I understand you're from Angola, is that correct?
Sorry, can you repeat, Caroline?
I understand you're from Angola, no, Albano?
Yes, you're right.
Yes, hola.
Hola.
Okay, so just to clarify, because these are the webinars are more of this kind of interaction of just showcasing what the tools can do and where can you find more information. But the project also has some practical sessions that we do with our trainers, and there are some trainers in Angola involved in this program, and there will be some opportunities to do some very practical sessions. So maybe what I would ask you, Albano, is to maybe stay in contact with us, and you will have other opportunities to iterate and to have dedicated workshops where you can do some practical sessions. Okay. So we'll stay in touch. We'll get your contact. Thank you, Albano.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think Marco had something to say also.
Yeah, is a bit beyond this webinar, but since it was clearly mentioned that this initiative is also to complement what is done in GMS and Africa, and I know that Albano is involved in GMS and Africa, we are planning to have a number of webinars, but for half a day or a full day, dedicated to the different Copernicus services, starting with Global Land. So we are preparing our yearly planning now for GMS in Africa. You know, we are also involved in GMS in Africa, and we are going to propose this session, followed then maybe by emergency and marine. In GMS in Africa, we had a meeting on the data access in Tunis a couple of years ago, but there we mix all the services and there was no really exchange time to exchange and dig into the specific application like the one Albano is more interested in. So what I can say from my side that we are going to propose to have this year some webinars more substantial on a single service of Copernicus, open to the community of GMS in Africa, so the regional centers mainly, in order to exchange on this topic. So I think that could be appreciated. Over to you.
Thank you. Mufasa still, I think, what one question. It is very short. Please go ahead, Mufasa. You are muted, I think, Mufasa.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you to Benjamin and to Marco for their presentations. I would like to ask Benjamin if we can use Google Earth Engine using the same process that he used to extract water levels using Sentinel-2.
I'm sure it's possible because it's just you just need to use Sentinel-2 data. So there are different ways to extract the water surfaces from the Sentinel-2 data using the same method, but implemented in different platforms. Myself, I don't use Google Earth Engine, so I cannot tell you how to do it, but I'm sure it's possible.
Okay. And one last question, Benjamin. If you are looking at Sentinel-2, what kind of water variables can you detect using a 10-meter resolution image data set? Can you detect chlorophyll in the water with great certainty?
I don't know exactly which kind of uncertainty you have on the detection of water surfaces you can have with this method, but the resolution is good enough to have already this monitoring of the water content, at least qualitatively, and that's for this method, the goal is really to have this monitoring qualitatively and not really quantitatively. So for that, Sentinel-2 resolution is good enough, if that can answer your question.
Okay, thank you very much to our speakers. I think we need to move to our next presentation.